You are Ludwig van Beethoven. Are you a friend of the prince?
No, I'm not of nobility.
There's great nobility in your music, Herr Beethoven.
Are you the musician who refused to use the servants' entrance tonight?
If I'm good enough to play for your guests, I'm good enough to use the same entrance.
Walt Disney presents From Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color, we bring you this week part one of The Magnificent Rebel. And now your host, Walt Disney.
Throughout our career in motion pictures, classical music has played a very important part. Early in the beginning, we created a cartoon series called Silly Symphonies. Simple, short subjects that relied heavily on the works of classical composers. The popularity of the Silly Symphonies led us to undertake a major effort, Fantasia, which featured the music of Bach, Dukas, Tchaikovsky, Stravinsky, Mussorgsky, Schubert, and Beethoven. During the making of Fantasia, we became interested in the stories behind the composers. And we developed a greater appreciation for the music by knowing about the lives of these men. They had struggled for recognition, oftentimes against almost insurmountable odds. And in their life stories, we found all the elements of drama. So for this special two-part program, The Magnificent Rebel, we will tell the story of one of my favorite composers, Ludwig van Beethoven. The Magnificent Rebel is not the biography of the man. Rather, it deals with two important periods in his career. First, Beethoven as a young musician struggling to gain recognition with a new musical form. And second, as a highly successful composer who faces tragedy in the loss of his hearing. But with the same spirit that brought him success in the first place, he regains his faith and goes on to attain even greater heights. Our story begins in the beautiful Austrian countryside on the outskirts of Vienna, where Ludwig van Beethoven began his musical career. With his new form of symphonies accepted and acclaimed, Beethoven's place in the world of music seemed assured. But tragedy lay ahead, and his greatest obstacle had yet to be overcome. And that's our story for next week, when we bring you the conclusion of The Magnificent Rebel.
If you would stop working for just a little while.
I may not have much time. Me to stop? Do nothing the rest of my life?
We want you to take care of yourself.
I can't stop now.
For a time, Beethoven's personal tragedy was a well-kept secret, known only to his closest friends. Then, as he rose to his fullest heights before the eyes of Vienna, the whole world knew.
Beethoven is deaf.
Come on, Francie.
The boy's blind.
Can he hear what he's playing?
I'm sure he is. The way you see things.
See how a little boy changed the course of musical history in the dramatic conclusion to the story of The Magnificent Rebel on Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color.